Καλησπέρα σε όλους.
Καλησπέρα.
Καλησπέρα σας.
Καλησπέρα και από μένα. Γεια χαρά.
Αγλαία, καλησπέρα.
Καλησπέρα.
Καλησπέρα σε όλους.
Λοιπόν, είμαστε έτοιμοι να ξεκινήσουμε. Θυμίσω ότι είναι στα αγγλικά. Οπότε ξεκινάμε. Hello everyone. I'm glad to welcome you to the finals of Mindspace University Life Sciences after an intensive program of 3 months. As you are already familiar with, Mindspace University is an educational program plus an entrepreneurial competition, which involves educational sessions, networking events, one-to-one mentoring sessions, and then an entrepreneurial competition. This time's thematic area was life sciences with focus in digital health, biotechnology, and medical technologies. We had more than 100 applicants, 80 registered participants, among them 6 teams with the best business idea that after evaluation from Kemal's member made it to the finals and are ready to pitch their ideas today. Before we start, I would like to deeply thank the 15 speakers and mentors for their significant contribution to this program, today's judges, and of course, supporters and sponsors, the Libra Group, the People's Trust, Kemal and Intima. We have the honor to have some representatives today with us. I would like to give the speech to Mr. Karidis, representing the People's Trust, for a brief statement. Hello, Mr. Karidis.
Hello, good evening. We are very happy as today's final marks the completion of yet another Mindspace University's cohort, another cycle of entrepreneurial training of scientists in Greece and neighboring countries, and of course the final, which is more likely the beginning for the life scientists and aspiring entrepreneurs that participate. Well, we, since 2016, the People's Trust, which is founded and solely funded by the Athanasios Laskaridis Charitable Foundation, aims to tackle unemployment in Greece, supporting entrepreneurs through microfinancing, mainly grants and supplementally non-interest loans. We are very happy and very proud of the more than 550 companies we have supported with more than 4.4 million euros funding. But I must admit that we are equally proud supporters of organizations like Mindspace University, focusing on entrepreneurial education, as we as well perceive training, coaching, mentorship, cornerstones of the ecosystem. I will mention Augmenta, the recent success story of the Greek ecosystem in 2023, which were Mindspace University finalists in the past, but I will highlight the fundamental work that takes place, the training of the numerous scientists each year. So I wish to congratulate all 80 participants, the 9 teams that made it to the second phase, and of course, wish all the best to the 6 finalists that follow.
Thank you very much, Mr. Karidis, and also thank you for mentioning Augmenta. It is a great example of this program's potential. Thank you very much again. And now I would like to give the floor to Mr. Spiliopoulos, representing Kemal. Hello, Mr. Spiliopoulos.
Good afternoon. I'm happy to be here again in the finals of Mindspace. I would like to congratulate Mindspace because it is one of the most important initiatives where we get new ideas that are going to be the future startups. Congratulate. And also I would like to congratulate all the finalists that will compete tonight in order to get to find the best. Kemal, as always, supports Mindspace and will continue to do it in the future. We have presented ourselves several times during this university, so I will not spend more time to do that. Thank you very much and congratulations to everyone.
Thank you very much, Mr. Spiliopoulos. We will hear Indman's statement later. And now it's the time we were waiting for. It's pitching time. First of all, I would like to introduce you our judging committee, which is Mr. Karidis from the People's Trust, Mr. Boretos from Kemal, and Mr. Hadjioannou from EEST. Thank you for being here with us. And I think that we are ready to start with the first team.
Apologies. From EVA, it's Konstantinos Tamvakopoulos representing EVA. I don't know if you've noted that Mr. Hadjioannou is not in the committee.
Okay. Thank you for mentioning Mr. Tamvakopoulos. And I think we are ready to begin with the first team, by innovators. By innovators, are you ready to present?
Hello, yes.
Hello.
You ready? Give us a moment to share our screen.
Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it. And I remind you that you have 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. We are George Ketzanopoulou and Konstantinos Ioannou, and we will present your business idea, LabBridge. Our innovative platform will be able to empower biotech labs and fuel new discoveries by bridging the gap between industry and research community. So, our vision is to revolutionize the way labs and industries collaborate, unlocking the full potential of scientific research in the life sciences. We envision a future where groundbreaking discoveries and innovative solutions flourish through seamless partnerships and share expertise. By bridging the gap between labs and industry, we empower researchers to translate their scientific breakthrough into real-world application, driving advancements and have a profound impact on society. Let's have a better look in what gap we're referring to. So me and Kostas are both studying molecular biology. During our studies, we've interacted with multiple researchers on a daily basis, and all of them expressed their concerns about limited funding, which we understand is crucial for their efficient functions. On the other hand, the biotechnology companies require continuous product and service upgrading more than ever in order to stay competitive in the international market. So what we do, both of the previous problems could be solved by mutual solution. The funding that the labs need could be provided by mainly the industry, and in return, the industry could use these innovative discoveries in the market. That's where we come in. Let's look at the market. LabBridge target group actually first is the bioscience research labs and Greek and European biotech companies. So LabBridge refers to the research in the pharmaceutical, medical sector, agrobiotechnology sector, food and nutrition sector. So it refers to a very promising market. We've done some research and we discovered that Europe is a big player in the biotechnology market with a revenue of several billion euros, and it's estimated by 2023 to skyrocket.
Let's have a better look at our product. LabBridge is a digital platform that helps research facilities attract funding and businesses to find suitable partners in order to expand and improve their portfolio. First off, the labs will sign in and will be able to present their profile, which includes their research interests, their workforce, and their publications. Every profile will be categorized in one of the sectors that we mentioned. The website will be available to every visitor. As for the industries, besides the website navigation, we provide them with an additional matchmaking service. During this matchmaking service, the well-trained scientific personnel will assess the unique needs and preferences of each industry, get them in contact with the most suitable and compatible research laboratories, fostering productive collaborations and driving innovation in the market. All this will be assembled by a top-notch customer service. It's very important for us and for our customers that the entire process complies with the legal regulations and requirements, adhering to confidentiality agreements, providing a secure and legally sound platform for industry lab partnerships. Let's have a look at our revenue model. Our income will come from labs' monthly subscriptions and from one-time matchmaking service that will be charged to the companies. The average subscription will cost 30 euros per lab. In case that the whole institution or department wants to display all of their labs, there will be a total charge which will correspond to 10 euros per lab. The successful matchmaking service for the businesses will be charged to 1,000 euros. All this sum up to an expected revenue stream of 500,000 euros by 2029. In order to achieve all that, we designed a go-to-market strategy that focuses on 3 key points. We will ensure better prices for our long-term users and for the department-wide subscriptions. Our marketing plan will include our presence in conferences and direct-to-customers sales approach. And finally, building relationships with our customers is one of our top priorities. After some research, we found out that our main competitors are other funding websites which refer to crowdfunding or to angel investors and biotechnology classes. Unlike other funding websites, our company specifically caters to the life sciences industry, making us the preferred choice as companies that we attract are experts of the field, and besides the funding, they can offer much more to a research lab, resulting in a powerful win-win partnership. As for the biotechnology clusters, they focus primarily on creating researchers' network to find funding on their own. LabBridge offers a solution that goes beyond that. We have established a platform that promotes the individuality of each lab and not the institutes as a whole, earning them the needed funding. We also provide the industry with innovative matchmaking ability. Therefore, the funding is precisely targeted. So what's next? After we establish a solid foundation and get accustomed to the market, we will launch our website and we will start our marketing campaign. By 2027, LabBridge is going to expand to the European market. Me and Georgia work together in this vision, and we are really excited for the future as we continue to grow and expand our reach. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, innovators. Are there any questions from the judging committee?
I have one.
Yes,
Can I
Mr.
ask actually I have two. The first one is about the timing, because lab to market as a concept exists for many years, actually decades, and it hasn't been very successful, unfortunately, so far. So why do you think the timing is the right now? And the second, I'm not so sure about the total addressable market. I've seen somewhere in your slide deck, you mentioned 2,000 labs. And if I multiply that with your average SaaS revenue, it's a very small market. So if you can clarify that or elaborate a bit on that.
We think that's the perfect timing because especially after the COVID, the biotechnology erupted. So the industry needs of innovation, the labs needs funding in order to complete their projects. So the biotechnology as a whole field expands. As for the market size, do you want to answer?
For the market size, yes, we have estimated 2,000 labs approximately. Although we have put in our revenue data, let's say, we have put in actually a very low amount of them, and we put even we estimate actually 1,000 labs to, let's say, sign in. But we do not provide only the membership; we provide the matchmaking service that is approximately 1,000 euros. So this service is catered to the businesses, and this is where some of our revenue will also come from, because we provide this.
We also hope that the little charge for the lab subscription will attract them quickly to us. And the labs that we mentioned are only on these 3 sectors that we said.
Okay, thank you.
If I may ask a question, I'd like to insist a little bit again on the slide with the revenues. If I can help and also clarify my own question, I think that based on what you are proposing, that each lab will give either 10 or 20 euros to subscribe. And if we had 1,000 labs, you know, I mean, I'm not There's only 10,000 euros here. And then, so how are we going to get to 100 and 200 and 300,000 euros of revenues? That's kind of where I'm a little bit lost.
This is a monthly subscription for the labs.
Monthly, okay.
A monthly subscription, yes, we said before, but we don't write it down.
Okay.
So they have to pay the monthly subscription in order to maintain their profile at LabRidge website. So this is how we found out the revenue.
Okay.
So if there are no other questions, yes, Mr.
If I also may, congratulations for your presentation and your idea and the issue you're trying to tackle. My question is, provided you receive the funding, which I assume you require, how you intend to attract those labs and what the researchers will be actually sharing in your platform, provided that researchers are hesitant in sharing so publicly information?
Okay, as for the first question, we're planning to come to them via a presence in conferences, in biotech conferences of the field, that we can talk with many researchers of this field from other marketing, with other marketing strategy, like stands or on exhibitions, newsletter, email and face-to-face approach.
Yeah, because Greece is a small country and we have targeted most of the industries, actually research centers, so we can do that face-to-face ambassadors, we think. There are not so many, so we can contact them in order to make them sign and approach them more efficiently.
And what's your other question? Sorry.
What the researchers will be actually sharing in the platform, provided that researchers are hesitant in sharing public information when it comes to their progress, their research?
Yeah, in the website, they will be categorized and they will share their post publications, past papers, their research interests. And we can, with those in mind, we can help them showcase themselves, and we can also help them find the industry that fits their needs. So if an industry comes and we know that if we want to talk about it's a neuroscience lab that's interested in stem cell regeneration, we can come to them and showcase them. Not the exact research, let's say, the exact research portfolio, because of course they don't want to share it. It's a very
confidential. That's
yeah,
great. Thank you very much.
For before it was an emergency.
Thank you.
So is there anything else you wish to ask? Okay, I don't see any questions. So thank you very much, the innovators, and good luck. And we are ready to go to the next team, STK.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Let me share my screen. Great.
Okay, we can see.
Okay, can I start?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, so hello everyone. We are so happy to be here. We want to thank Mindspace for having us. We want to thank the judges for giving us the opportunity to tell you all about our idea. And in these 5 minutes, we're going to tell you all about HealthLink and how we're aiming to bring health in your pocket. Our goal is to achieve a future where every individual holds their comprehensive health history in the palm of their hand. Now, imagine a 45-year-old woman. It's Tuesday morning and her yearly routine examinations are scheduled for today. She opens a drawer and pulls out a folder filled with documents. Then she reaches below and grabs another folder that has an X-ray in it, then picks up some ultrasounds. She goes to the appointment with her new endocrinologist because the old one was sketchy, so she wanted to change, and realizes that the latest thyroid gland ultrasound is missing. It must have slipped somewhere, so that appointment is lost. Her gynecologist is next, but looking for her mammogram, she realizes the X-ray she brought with her is a dental X-ray. So this time she doesn't despair because the diagnostic center where she performed her mammogram is using HealthLink, our platform, and so is her gynecologist. HealthLink is a cloud-based mobile and desktop app that securely stores the user's health records in an organized manner and enables seamless retrieval and sharing of the information following users' consent, making it easier for both patients and healthcare providers to access and understand the medical history. So going back to the 45-year-old woman, with a simple click through our desktop app, the gynecologist asks for permission to view her mammogram and her gynecological record. The woman gives her permission through our mobile app and problem solved, appointment saved. We offer a secure and user-friendly platform to store, manage, and retrieve organized medical records, ensuring interoperability with other digital public services. With our mobile application, users can access their health records anytime, anywhere, taking control of their healthcare and sharing important information during routine checkups or, more importantly, during emergency situations. Finally, industry-standard encryption protocols are in place to safeguard health records from unauthorized access, ensuring data privacy and compliance with relevant regulation. Our PEST analysis shows political factors such as the European Recovery Fund and digital transformation initiatives that lay the foundations for our venture to be successful. Economic factors are also in our favor as capital investments in the electronic health record market are numerous and there is an annual market growth. Secondary market research shows that the European electronic health record market has a 6.7 billion addressable market value with a compound annual growth rate of 4.5%. Our innovative solution positions us to capture a significant share of this growing market. While there are existing solutions in the market, we differentiate ourselves through our inclusion of patients in our primary end user groups. We also offer a user-friendly interface, robust security measures, integration of medical records from different healthcare providers into a single format, and insightful data visualizations and analytics to aid the physicians reach their clinical decision. These features make us a superior choice for both individuals and healthcare providers. Regarding social factors, digital literacy is growing in society, and therefore our potential customer base grows as well. From a technological aspect, there is a movement towards solutions that implement interoperability features, which is a key component of our solution, aiming to combine diverse medical reporting formats into a single organized record. We aim to protect our intellectual property from our competition by registering our trademark, copyrighting our source code, and patenting the functions and design of our app, both in Greece and in European countries with a large involvement in the electronic health record market, such as Germany and France. Our legal partners will make sure we abide by GDPR regulations, and we provide all necessary information in our forms to acquire informed consent from our users. To generate revenue, we will adopt a subscription-based model offering tiered pricing plans. We will also explore partnerships with healthcare organizations and insurance companies to provide our platform as a value-added service. Our aim is to develop a minimum viable product by the second year and have a fully operational application with customer support by year 3, the same year we aim to start making profit. During our first 3 years, we will need to seek further funding in order to outsource our application development, build our infrastructure, set up appropriate cybersecurity barriers, hire legal support, and advertise our product. Taking into account our different subscription tiers, our financial forecast predicts a return of investment at year 5, with monthly and lifetime users being our primary sources of income. Me and my teammates Chris and Antonis are certain we can tackle this problem efficiently, utilizing our experience in the healthcare and diagnostic sector and in handling data. Concluding, HealthLink aims to revolutionize healthcare by simplifying health records management and providing a platform that ensures security, interoperability, and user-friendliness for individuals and healthcare providers. We are confident that our innovative solution will contribute to a more efficient and patient-centric healthcare ecosystem. Thank you for your attention, and we are now open to question and discussion.
Thank you, STK. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Congratulations on the presentation. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about the team, or yourself and the other 2 members that you presented?
Yes, of course. 5 minutes isn't really a lot of time. So I'm going to present myself personally, and I will let my teammates present themselves if they're. I think they are available, so I'm guessing they will get the chance. So personally, I'm a bioinformatician. I have experience in handling data, mainly in translational research. So I have experience handling medical data in different types of data forms. And I'm currently finishing my PhD studies. I have extensive experience on this subject. So I will let Chrisa present herself.
Hello, I'm trying to hear me, but I have a sore throat. So I'm Chrisa. I have a biological background of my bachelor degree, and currently I'm pursuing my PhD in biomedicine. That at this time I'm having a hands-on experience on data analysis of single cell data.
Andoni?
Hello, I'm Antonis. I'm a medical doctor, and I have a very big clinical experience. I face the problem we present every day in the everyday clinical life of a doctor, and I can see people struggling carrying all these piles of these files to the physicians in order for them to assess their health status, and that's a huge problem we want to solve.
Thank you. Congratulations.
So any more questions?
Congratulations again on the presentation. Thank you very much. It is indeed a great problem you have identified here. Two questions, if I may, a practical one. How and who is going to upload the files? And I'm having this consideration since you already mentioned that VCs are already investing in the field. There is an annual market growth as you described. Who are your competitors? And if, for example, in our country, in Greece, how likely is the state, the government, through gov.gr, offer something similar, launch something similar?
Okay, thank you for your question. So regarding the first part, so who is going to upload the files? We are aiming for our app to be able to use a simple smartphone camera to scan the document and then handle the data by text recognition. So reformat it after scanning into our format, which will then be stored. Because one major problem is that different diagnostic centers have different formats of reporting their medical data. So we're aiming to be able to recognize its reported parameter and then store it into a single format that will be easier to understand from a clinician. For example, a clinician that wants to compare reports from different medical centers needs to go through the usually printed documents and try to find where, for example, CRP value is mentioned in the first report and where it's mentioned in the second report, and it's not easily comparable. So we're aiming to be able to scan it through the camera and then store it in our format, so that is a single and standardized format that will be used to extract insight later on. And regarding your second question about our competitors, indeed, the government plans to develop a similar application, but this aims on public hospitals and public data, and it will be available, but we want to compete with that, offering more user-friendly interface. We offer future integration with analytics and possibly AI diagnostic tools, which the government, I'm confident that will be hesitant to integrate into their platform because of sharing personal data. and so on, we want to approach a more complete solution. And yes, there is investment in the market, but most companies right now in the electronic health care, in the electronic health record market, target as their primary end users big healthcare provider companies. So none of these companies aim as to have the patient as their end user. So for the patient, this is the same procedure. Okay, their medical data are stored in an electronic health record, but it's not directly accessible to the patient unless he contacts that healthcare provider and asks for the record. So if you want to migrate to another provider, you still have to go through them. We aim to avoid that.
I have two questions. The first is similar to the question that was asked before about competition, but I would like to ask some more details. I do understand that there is a lot of competition. You have the public sector, you have some private hospitals like we see here, private companies. And so far, what I understand is that your differentiation is mostly that they focus on their own territory and they don't have an appetite to expand. But if they gain this appetite to expand, then is it game over, or do you have a strong competitive advantage against them? That's the first question. And the second question has to do with the addressable market. I couldn't figure out how big or small this is, but based on the financials that you presented, it doesn't seem to be high, or at least it's not reflected in your financials.
Okay, so regarding the competitors, the first question. So yes, each one targets mostly their territory. Indeed, that's true. But yes, for the healthcare providers, they're not going to be a competition, because to expand, they would have to target the patients that go to the different medical centers. So for them, expanding is mostly by advertising their health services. So in order to gain our customer base, the patient will have to go to them for healthcare and only them. I'm not sure if I'm very clear on this question.
Very. A nice explanation, okay. By the way.
Thank you. And yeah, regarding the companies developing the electronic health records, I don't know if they have their plans to expand to their end user, the patient end user, and I'm guessing that we will be able, I'm sure that we will be able to tackle this problem as well, because we aim high, and we have many ideas right now that can be implemented. And there are no clues right now that it's in their plans moving towards a patient end user. And could you repeat the question about the market, the addressable
market? About
the
total addressable market, you have an estimate how much is it? And if it is big, why isn't it reflected in your financials, which are on the low side, I would say?
Yes, okay. So the addressable market, this is according to secondary research, so we haven't performed primary market research, but the secondary market research showed that it's growing. It has 6.7 billion. It's pretty large. And regarding our financial forecast, we aim to have 500,000 profit in 5 years. So that's not a large market share, but you have to remember that our the first market that we're going to launch our app in is Greece. So from the 6.7 billion market, Greece, we don't know exactly how much of this has, but it's not among the top countries in the market. So when we expand after some years, after we have established ourselves in Greece, we will we hope to capture more of this market share.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, STK. If there are no other questions. Okay, I can see there are no other questions. Thank you, STK, for the presentation. And I wish you good luck. The next thing is Brainiacs.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'll just wait for the, okay, now I think we can begin. So, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us today as we present EEST, a revolutionary system designed to address the urgent needs of certain patients in unexpected emergencies. Before we delve into the details, let's take a moment to introduce our team. We have Eleftherios Marinellis serving as our technical manager. Joining him is me, Georgios Karavatakis, serving as our communications manager. And last but not least, we have Ioannis Darlagiannis, who is our operational manager. Now let's comprehend the challenges we aim to overcome with EEST. In today's market, there is a growing need for urgent assistance in cases of epileptic seizures, panic or anxiety attacks, and diabetic episodes. That's where our solution comes in. EEST is a smart vest designed for service dogs owned by people with the aforementioned disabilities. This innovative system enables service dogs to act effectively, upgrades the very training of theirs, and also engages the society with the needs of these individuals. When an individual wearing their own common smartwatch exceeds a predetermined threshold of heart rate or blood glucose levels respectively, a warning is immediately sent through Bluetooth to their service dog's vest. The vibrator is then activated, alerting the dog to get closer to its owner and be prepared to take action promptly as it's trained to. Simultaneously, a flashlight on the top of the vest turns on, alerting everyone nearby of the emergency. As people approach closer, they will notice a QR code on the vest with a prompt to scan it. Upon scanning it, a list of instructions emerges on their phones, guiding them on how to handle the situation effectively. Now, allow me to direct your attention to the three sides of our vest design. Please note that these are only graphic designs, and all the gray areas that you see right now will be eventually made out of fabric. Here we take a look into the technical details of the vest structure, where you can clearly see where exactly we can find the microprocessor, the power bank, the vibration device, the warning LED flashlight, and also the safety clip. To cater to individual conditions, we have included 3 stickers that customers can choose from and affix on the top of the vest corresponding to their specific disability. Moving on, we have developed a user-friendly platform accessible from any device with an internet connection. Here, for instance, you can clearly see the exact instructions for the counteraction of a diabetic attack. Sustainability is at the core of our product, since EEST is composed mostly of recycled materials and also the vest can be reused. Furthermore, we have incorporated an electrically rechargeable power bank which lasts for over 30 hours, thus ensuring high energy autonomy. To maximize our social impact, we aspire to form strategic partnerships with health organizations, patient societies, animal welfare associations, and even more. Through these channels, we ensure accessibility and widespread awareness of EEST, hoping to truly justify the word active in our title. Now let's talk a little about the market potential. Our research in the United States as an advanced market has revealed that approximately 31 million people are diagnosed with the conditions we cover. Additionally, 500,000 of them own a service dog, accounting for about 1.3%. So, considering that almost half of the American households own a dog, there is immense potential here to increase the adoption rate that EEST aims for, hopefully up close to that percentage. To illustrate our competitive advantage, we have prepared a comparison table showcasing that EEST excels in all competing categories, positioning us as a superior choice in the market. Now, let's discuss our 3-year roadmap. In the immediate future, we plan to secure a patent from the EU Patent Office and also fine-tune our business model canvas. In the first year, we aim to develop a vest prototype and simultaneously work on the platform development. Moving into the second year, we will focus on going to market and licensing, planning to target totally 39 countries, including Greece and the European Union. By the end of the third year, we aim to penetrate the global market, and beyond these 3 initial years, our plans involve further development to expand to more diseases and continually upgrade our patent as well. So, to bring everything into perspective, let me introduce to you now Daphne, a potential future customer of ours, who experiences occasional epileptic seizures. Now it's time to verify our motto, give dogs the chance. So please, I kindly request each and every one of you to take your phones out right now and scan the QR code currently displayed on the right part of your screens. This will allow you to experience firsthand the real-life impact of our system and also explore the ways in which you could actually assist Daphne yourselves during an emergency if you were nearby. In conclusion, with EEST, we aim to make a profound difference in the lives of individuals with disabilities, but also in society as a whole, because we believe that only together we can truly create a more inclusive and supportive world. Thank you very much, everyone, for your attention.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions?
I have a question. It's about competition for the category, actually. One thing that I don't understand is what is the benefit of using this vest as opposed to using just the service dog? That's the first one. And then to further this discussion, if you can justify that we do need the vest, then against your competitors, because I think there are competitors in this market, what is your differentiation?
Okay, so first of all, thank you for your questions. As a matter of fact, there is nothing similar to our system out in the existing market so far. So as you can see from that table, yes, actually we do. We are indeed superior than our competitors, because actually there are only common vests, and the only difference they have from a vest for any common dog out there is that there is only, you know, like a sign that is clarifying that this specific dog is a service dog. There is nothing more like a system that can connect with the owner like we do with a smartwatch and the Bluetooth connection to help in order of an accident. And also there is nothing that engages the society in a way to become more and more sensitive in the issues that our product covers. I hope I have covered you. I'm not sure if you asked me something more.
No, thanks.
Anything else? Okay, there are no more questions. So thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you too.
And now let's move to the next theme, which is Vitality Spark.
Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it. If you are ready, Elizabeth, you can go on.
Wearable devices. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, with not very clear.
I have a slow internet connection. Let me check if
Now we can hear you.
Okay, great. So our team, Vitality Spark, aims to innovate in the field of biomarkers monitoring on wearable devices. Currently, almost $4 trillion are spent annually in healthcare costs in the US alone, and this amounts for healthcare costs for chronic diseases, which corresponds to 86% of the total budget. Additionally, costly lab tests and long wait times for patients with chronic illnesses such as cancer are needed, and regular checkups. Furthermore, there is a problem for overgrowing elderly population and a shortage of healthcare workers and the workforce. Additionally, for the patients, it's a time-consuming, invasive processes usually, as well for the diagnostic procedures, as well for the lack of monitoring vital signatures in their blood at home and having the opportunity to catch early on events that might be threatening for their life. Currently, cancer has the largest growing cost for healthcare in the US, with a respectively growing diagnostic market size. Being in the era of precision medicine and being able, through recent advances in the past months, to qualitatively and quantitatively calculate molecules, thousands of molecules in a single drop of blood, these research approaches that are groundbreaking are far from being implemented in the clinical daily routines. What if we could bring them closer to the patient and make their lives easier through the value of early detection and monitoring their chronic illnesses? Our value proposition is a device that can monitor, based like a simple patch on your arm, that can monitor a significant number of molecular signatures in the blood through the comfort of their home, or remote patient applications through small quantity of blood. Our vision is to facilitate the screening applications and the remote patient monitoring applications from in hospital to the home. The second most important pillar for our vision is to accelerate the biomarker discovery and validation processes. The market we are aiming for in the biosensors industry is consisted mainly of healthcare applications, which are mostly in the home healthcare diagnostics and point-of-care diagnostics, with an increasing rate reaching almost 50 billion by 2030. What makes us different from multiple research teams and indirect competitors that aim to measure oxygen, pulse rate, apnea, or glucose and other vital signs is we aim to monitor a significant number of blood-based biomarkers in a miniaturized device on size that is minimally invasive for the patient and can offer many applications from remote patient monitoring to therapeutic outcomes monitoring and screening applications before the diagnostics. In addition, it could be implemented in an IoT interface through connected to the phone as well as a medical record of the patient and sending emergency notifications when irregular measurements are detected. But who would use this device? Meet, for example, Helen, an autoimmune patient that is afraid of regular needles for a checkup, as well as an elderly citizen that is a cancer patient and needs regular screening, or a young male who has damaged veins from regular therapeutics and diagnostic procedures as a cancer patient. Our market is mainly focused initially to hospitals and pharmacies through a B2B and B2C model, where we will focus mainly on patients with chronic illnesses. Secondly, in a second time, we will focus on a market where research institutions and companies that conduct clinical trials for biomarker discovery and validation to issue the second pillar of our vision. Our business and revenue model consists mainly of the previously mentioned industries, from hospitals and diagnostic centers, pharmacies, as well as research corporates. Furthermore, we want to implement data analysis subscription-based revenue model for the data analysis that will be implemented on the massive data we will collect. We are currently in the lab scale proof of concept development process and have designed the roadmap that we will follow from launching from a simple proof of concept on colorectal cancer diagnostics through blood biomarker monitoring and launching to the market. We have calculated the approximate cost for each phase, and we are expecting our budget through the initial launch about $20 to $50 million. And furthermore, based on our technology that will be implemented in a modular fashion that can be engineered and detect different biomolecules, we aim to diversify to new diseases and expand our applications and markets. Our team is consisted of 3 individuals with a diversified background in the biomedical, computer science, Internet of Things, and business and economics aspects of this complex project. You can find our contact details here, and we are glad to expect your questions.
Thank you very much. So we are open to questions.
The only thing that one could challenge here is the feasibility. Other than that, obviously, it's a great idea. If it works, everybody would like to have this. Everybody interested in within the target group. So my concern is, and I don't know if you have something to help us understand where you are, is if it works or if you have some sufficient evidence to be hopeful that eventually this will be an actual, true, feasible product or not. Elizabeth, I don't know if you heard me.
Of looking at funds with our scientific
Oh,
advisor.
yeah, okay.
No?
Yes, yes,
Can you
yes.
hear me?
No, okay.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you for your question. We are currently looking for funding to conduct the initial research and development phase for the proof of concept. So to develop and try 4 main different technologies, the most promising right now in the literature and the most recent. And after conducting the initial R&D phase for the proof of concept application in colorectal cancer, we want to basically try and create an MVP if the first proof of concept lab scale goes well. And the recent advances have been very fast recently. So it was proven only 5 months ago that we can do microsampling and get big data from such a small amount of blood. And there are currently multiple research teams worldwide as technology. And AI has accelerated very much the affinity-based design for designing molecules to detect them. So I'm very hopeful in general.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you very much for the presentation. Congratulations. It's undisputable what you've presented, and patients with chronic diseases needs continuous monitoring and testing and retesting. So, well, all the best with your project. 2 questions. When you described us your roadmap, you gave us indication of the size of investment required. I would like to understand your roadmap time-wise. I mean, how long will this actually take? And the other question is, having in mind the actual patient, why you're proposing a B2B model and not actually a B2C model, since I'm having a chronic disease, I will be wearing my device for, well, all my life.
Thank you very much for your questions. So firstly, about the roadmap, because R&D and lab research is a pretty unpredictable sometimes procedure, we calculate that it might take anywhere from an optimistic 3 to 5 years to maybe 10 in the worst case scenario, and even then, if we fail at 10 years after that. So that's for the first step. And regarding the timeline of the rest of the steps, IP protection, patent filing usually take quite some time, but they're not, comparatively to R&D, not that significant, which R&D can take many years, as well as the clinical validation. 2 to 3, 4 years, depending on the research that is going on in the disease we have chosen initially for the biomarker validation, as well as the regulatory approvals, and launch to market can be time-consuming. We need to outsource the manufacturing process of our hardware, as well as find our marketing strategies, but mostly the biggest timeline is the R&D, which can take quite a long time to manage if we achieve this technology. So right now we have a plan in our mind for doing the R&D and a prioritization process for beginning with different technologies and trying which one is best with the best sensitivity and the best outcomes for detecting the biomarkers. And regarding our target markets, we aimed to implement both B2B and B2C models. So hospitals and pharmacies where it will be available for patients to directly go and buy these with the help of their insurance company maybe, and the government might cover this cost after a certain period of time if we achieve this model. So we have a very diversified business model and revenue stream. We can make it directly available to customers, but we would prefer as a first step, if we had to do a first step, the B2B model, because it's easier to have a growing network of clinicians that can implement this on many patients. That's our thought process on this answer.
That is great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Elizabeth.
And Mr. Tampakopoulos, is there anything you wish to ask?
Well, I had some questions about the specific plans when it comes to doing the research. Just a comment, I think that the potential is there, but many things are a little bit vague, and some focus will be needed, especially when you request funding to go to the next stages. So that would be more a suggestion. Other than that, I think it's a tall order, and it's a very ambitious project. So in many ways, that has the benefit that you're aiming for something very high, but it's also not very clear to me how many biomarkers are you going to look at, what types of cancers, what types of samplings. It's a lot of things thrown without a very clear plan in my mind, but that's my first a little bit of a concern here.
Sure. So about the technical and scientific details, because the 5-minute speech is directed to a broad audience, I can address these right now. So regarding the biomarkers, we will aim initially in the R&D. We know it's an ambitious and high risk, high reward project. So initially we will aim for a few tens of biomarkers to start small. With different technologies such as protein engineering to try to create some enzymes de novo or engineer some already existing for the detection, or use 3D aptamers, DNA mainly structures to detect the binding of the molecules we want to detect. Regarding the technology, these are the most promising for the detection right now. And regarding the cancers, there is a research group in Sweden who are doing the disease blood protein atlas. So they have targeted the 12 most prevalent cancers. Among them is colorectal cancer that I mentioned, the pulmonary cancer, blood cancers, breast cancer. And so we will start from these, where the research right now is going very in high speed, let's say, and we will start. We will want to make partners and collaborate with these people, so we can build on their extensive research and use their biomarker panels for doing the clinical device. Did I miss any parts of the question, because it has many parts?
Yes, many parts, because the project has so many parts. But
Can you hear me?
no, I think that, I was looking more for I don't know, we have the time for this, but more of a timeline of steps that will be taken forward for this to come from a very early R&D stage, which is very ambitious in the first place, to how it will be financed at the initial stages, what role you will play, your team members, to go through the various stages, and how this will actually, make money someday. And it's it's one of those projects that has this long-term potential. It has potential, but you know, the first steps are very important, because if those are not the right steps, then you will be looking in the wrong direction in the years to come. So I think you answered the question in terms of what the first steps will be anyway. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. And regarding the funding, of course, this type of industries cannot be bootstrapped. So we aim for VC and angel investing, and maybe government finance and research programs through the European Union or the United States. And of course, guidance from our scientific advisors and the network of that is supporting us.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and wishing the best of luck to your team. And now let's move to BES.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Let me present the screen. Okay, we are ready. Okay, I'm Iasonas, and I'm having with me Fivos, and we are thrilled to introduce you to QSPOC, a startup that is set to revolutionize the healthcare industry. We provide a real-time tracking solution for emergency department waiting time, helping hospitals to efficiently manage resources while increasing patient satisfaction. Our innovative solution utilizes tablet placed at emergency department entrances to capture patient count and wait times. This data is then seamlessly uploaded onto a user-friendly website in real time. With QSPOC, we bring simplicity, convenience, and cost-effectiveness to the forefront of healthcare operations. Let us dive into some personas first. Mark is a busy professional who values his time and he's always on the go. He recently moved to a new city and is unfamiliar with the local healthcare facilities. Mark has experienced long waiting times in emergency departments before and finds it frustrating and stressful. He wants a solution that provides waiting time information and helps him make informed decisions about which hospital to visit. So, having that in mind, Mark wants to first, minimize waiting time and receive timely medical care, make informed decisions about choosing a hospital, but also reduce anxiety and stress associated with waiting in emergency departments. So how QSPOC is able to address Mark's needs. Real-time tracking of waiting time allows Mark to check them through our user-friendly website of different hospitals in his area and choose the one with the shortest wait. Based on that, accurate predictions of total time needed, driving plus queue time, help Mark plan his visit and estimate the total time required. Moreover, hospital profiles on the QSPOC website provide information about facility services and patient ratings, allowing Mark to make an informed decision about where to seek care. And of course, increased transparency and control will empower Mark to manage his own healthcare experience. So now let's move on to another persona. Sarah. Sarah is an experienced hospital administrator who is responsible for managing the operation and resources of a busy emergency department. She is constantly looking for innovative solutions to improve patient experience and streamline processes in the hospital. Sarah understands the challenges of long waiting times and the negative impact they have on patient satisfaction. So what Sarah needs is to reduce waiting time in the emergency department, optimize staffing levels and resource allocation, increase patient satisfaction and improve overall hospital performance, but also improve transparency and communication with patients. Well, QSPOC has a solution for Sarah's needs. At first, real-time tracking of waiting times allows Sarah to identify bottlenecks and allocate resources more efficiently. Predictive analytics helps Sarah optimize staffing level based on anticipated patient flow. Customized hospital profiles on the QSPOC website increase transparency and trust between hospitals and patients. Lastly, patient ratings and reviews provide valuable feedback to improve the quality of care services. These personas highlight the potential benefits and target users of QSPOC, showcasing how the startup can address the needs of healthcare administrators and access patients alike. So the floor is yours, Fivos.
Yeah. So, Well, numbers have the power to tell a story, and when it comes to the global digital health market, the story is one of tremendous growth and boundless potential. Only in 2021, the global digital health market was valued at a staggering $195 billion. Looking ahead, the market is poised for remarkable expansion. It is estimated to surpass $780 billion by 2030, showcasing a compound annual growth rate that demonstrates the immense potential of the sector. Having that in mind, our revenue model is based on subscription-based for hospitals with different tiers of service tailored to the numbers of hospitals and patients served. This ensures a steady source of income while providing hospitals with valuable data and insights into patient behavior. Furthermore, we offer advertising and sponsorship opportunities as additional sources of revenue generation. Also, we have some very important data which can be useful in many researches in the academia and corporate sector. As for our future plans, QSpoke is committed to staying ahead of the curve. While currently utilizing mostly regression models for predicting patient flow and waiting times, we have plans to expand our machine learning capabilities. As we secure more funding and acquire additional human capital, we will implement advanced models to capture temporal dependencies and make even more accurate predictions. Now that we have explored the tremendous market potential and the transformative power of QSpoke's real-time tracking solution, let's shift our focus into exciting developments in our second phase. In this phase, we will take our platform to the next level by introducing a personalized patient journey within our website and application. Well, QSpoke brings innovative and data-driven solution to the healthcare industry by improving patient experiences and aiding hospitals in providing better care. Join us in revolutionizing healthcare operations by embracing real-time tracking, simplicity, and efficiency. With QSpoke, the future of healthcare management is just a click away. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So are there any questions?
One question, if I understand correctly, in order to develop your solution, to deploy your solution, you will need some commitment from hospitals and some permission, let's say, to integrate with their systems or put some sensors, if I understood correctly. If this is the case, do you see that as an obstacle? Because it's not easy to get such a permission. So that's my first question. And the second is if you could elaborate a bit on your projections, financials for the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's begin with the first question. We have thought about that, and we think that this is our biggest challenge. The hardest thing is to sign our network the first, let's say, 20, 30 hospitals, and then all the other hospital will see, we believe, the market where it's going, and it will be more easy in the future to grow our network. Our platform basically in the beginning phase will utilize the system that the hospital already have, or if the hospital do not want to let us integrate in their system, we will use our own platform. As of the GDPR and all that data, we believe that we don't have a problem, because the only thing that we care about is the number of patients and how the queue is getting bigger or smaller. This can happen basically with a tablet. So when a patient comes in the emergency department, the reception will press a button to do that thing and to pass that information to our system. Okay. So,
Okay, thanks for the first one.
can you
about the
please
financials.
remind me the second question
Your financials.
one more time?
Can you give us some details about your financial projections?
Δεν ακούω.
Sorry, you can hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, so you can hear me? Okay, that's great. So I was asking about your financial projections, if you can give us some details.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. In the first year, we want to sign basically 20 big hospitals. With 20 big hospitals, we think we can pass a limit of $100,000 in the first year. And our plan is every year to double the hospitals in our network. So there will be an exponential growth. I think that I tried to answer your question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, to add also, we are actually planning to go for hospitals around 12 to 50,000 patients. And like in Athens, for example, we have around 70 hospitals, which is more from the size of 10,000. So if we have like $3,000 per hospital, and we go for 10 hospitals, we expect to have like 30,000 per month, which for our first big step, we believe it's pretty good.
Okay, thanks.
Other questions? As there are no other questions, thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you very much.
And now let's move to the last team, CNTPD.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
And can you see the screen?
Yes.
We can see.
So hello, greetings to all. My name is Nicholas and I'm here with my partner Mirto to present our project called CNTPD. As you may know, Parkinson's disease causes movement problems, cognitive decline, and even death. Here you can see two DAT scans. On the left, we have the brain of a healthy person, and on the right, we have the brain of a PD patient. It may come as a surprise that when Parkinson's is diagnosed, the patient has already reached the right image state, so here, having lost more than 50% of their dopaminergic neurons. This is an irreversible damage, given that neurons can never be fully regenerated. Even more concerning is the fact that, to this date, there are no reliable biomarkers for early detection.
Also, the statistics speak for themselves. All over the world, the number of people suffering from PD is rising dramatically, affecting right now nearly 10 million people worldwide. Every year, more than $52 billion are spent for PD in the US alone, and 14 billion euros in Europe. In the next decades, these numbers are expected to skyrocket. If PD was diagnosed earlier, the patient would be treated effectively, thus ensuring a longer, healthier life, delaying or even avoiding the heavy costs that are needed for treatment at later stages. Is it possible, though, to diagnose PD earlier? Well, meet Joy Milne. She has hereditary hyperosmia, which means that she can smell certain scents that other people cannot. One day, she noticed her husband's change of odor, which is caused by volatile organic compounds, VOCs, that exist in the skin of every person, but in PD patients, it exists in different amounts. By detecting the difference in concentrations, we can detect PD early, even 14 years in advance, like Miss Joy. Our solution is an early Parkinson's disease detection kit, but how will we achieve that? By turning smell into colors, of course. Our kit's photonic nose mimics our sense of smell.
A photonic nose is a biological circuit consisted of genetically engineered bacteriophages that react with their target VOCs from the patient's sebum. The bacteriophages then change color and use a camera to capture it. Then, using our app via clustering machine learning techniques, it will be determined if the person that is tested is likely to have PD or not.
So let's examine our application for the diagnosis. The app's camera captures the color palette result of the kit. Then the results are analyzed and an indication is given. For example, here we have no indication of Parkinson's disease. And then the color palette is also provided. Apart from the app, we have also developed an international scale platform for analyzing Parkinson's demographic data and statistics. Here's the main screen where we have real-time statistics around the globe. And here we have predictions for the future projections of the cases and the costs. Finally, through our platform, someone will have access to open databases and browse a pool of PD cases, creating an interoperability platform for PD studies. And now let's explore our business aspects. Firstly, our only competitor is an indirect one, as we do not use the exact same methods as them. A research team at the University of Manchester uses a device called the gas chromatographer, you can see it here, that is not affordable and needs specialized training to use. So people cannot be tested at a reasonable cost in regions outside Manchester unless they use our kit that will be very easy to use and accessible via pharmacies or online. Additional value propositions regarding our idea is the competitive price of our kit, priced at a fraction of the cost of state-of-the-art biomarker diagnostic methods, as well as we aim to reach third world countries and, as we said some slides ago, provide a clinical decision support system for neurologists. We should at this point out that our business model is B2B, B2G, and B2C. So regarding our key partners, we have pharmaceutical companies, medical device companies, research institutions, insurance companies, and government agencies that alternatively can serve as our customers. The addressable and obtainable markets are the majority of neurologists, diagnostic centers, pharmacies, and individuals at risk. And here we can see their numbers. We have 16,000 neurologists, 25,000 diagnostic and medical laboratories, 45,000 pharmacies, and at least 1 million people at risk every year in the US.
And here are our business plan revenue projections. There are two scenarios, the acquisition or getting into the market. In the latter, we aim to have reached 50,000 consumers, a very conservative number considering a penetration rate of 0.01% for such an affordable kit. Our projections are 2.5 to 7.5 million euros revenue by 2028. To put things into perspective, in the case of 20,000 positive results in the US market, we estimate that $5 billion will be saved. Next slide. For now, our funding comes from donors, and so far we have gathered half of the needed budget to design and make the complete prototype device. The prototype's budget is so low thanks to a lot of in-house processes and our partners, and at this point, we seek non-dilutive funds and angel investors. Here is a timeline of our goals. With the first budget of 20,500 euros, we will be able to complete the prototype and participate in the agile competition. Lastly, we have the pilot launch in March of 2025. Finally, the team. We are glad to present the rest of us. As you can see, we all have different educational backgrounds, making our team interdisciplinary, but also unique and fun. Thank you for listening to our presentation. We are at your disposal to ask any questions that you may have.
Thank you, CentiPD. Are there any questions?
First of all, to say congrats, because in the beginning you frightened me while presenting the problem, which I guess is a good thing. You need to frighten people. But apart from that, again, obviously this is a great case, a very, very interesting and useful idea. nothing to argue there. And it all boils down to one thing, if it will eventually work or not. So I do understand that you don't have a prototype. You need some money in order to develop that. And you have done some R&D. Could you elaborate a bit on what kind of R&D have you done, and how convinced are you that eventually this is heading the right way?
Can I answer? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So at the moment, we have been running molecular simulations in order to predict the affinity of the target VOCs with our genetically engineered bacteriophages. And the results are really promising right from the start for each VOC independently. So combining those results, those VOCs, we expect the accuracy and the specificity to all to be very high. And also those results are backed by our research we have done on, let me just find the slide.
We have many slides.
We have the feasibility study. So we have found some indications of our pipeline of the kit working in the literature. And the results are also very promising, more than 80% accuracy, but our results are even better. So we expect with further R&D and good funds to be able to make a very robust and reliable kit.
Is the order that you mentioned that eventually this is what you monitor, is it truly unique? I mean, you can find it elsewhere, so if I find it, that's definitely Parkinson.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course, we have searched for VOCs that are all specifically show that they are indications of Parkinson's. And as of now, to the best of our knowledge, this is the case.
Mm.
But of course, we await for the clinical trials we have in the timeline to make sure that this is correct. And slowly but steadily, we expect to have great results.
And I guess you need to take all the approvals from FDA or EOF here in Greece or whatever. You need to go through this process.
Yes,
I guess.
But thankfully, this is not a medicine, so it's a detection kit.
Yeah, you're right. It's for the
So
devices.
it's
I mean, for
very
the proper
easier.
institutions. You're right.
Exactly. So we have already spoken to a former president of EOF, and she was very, she really liked the idea, was very, optimistic of it. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Thanks. So I don't know if Yanis, our doctor, wants to chip in because I am an engineer. Yanis?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Yanis.
Yes.
Yes, of course, as Nicholas is a software and computer engineer, he may not be the best person to answer this question, but yes, we have many supporting evidence about our kit's success. We have the medical part because there are many papers documenting that the concentration in those compounds is enough in order to effectively discriminate between healthy and Parkinson's. There have also been other studies done that discriminate Alzheimer's with Parkinson's on VOCs. And also the technology that we use to detect them, which is genetically engineered bacteriophage photonic nose, has already been applied in several other fields. To name a few, for the detection of TNT in the air, which is another VOC, but not found on humans, of course, and also for classifying different antibiotics. So the medical part is there and the bioengineering part is there, and all that is left to do is to combine it using our hard work and expertise that we have on our team, and also with funds that we hope to accumulate.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions from the judges?
I have a couple of questions.
Yes, Mr. Tambakopoulos.
So, very nice presentation. And yeah, if this works, I think it would be intriguing and very important. I have a couple of things. As far as, you mentioned, which I like this part a lot, you mentioned the competition. So you said we could do this our way, and then the competition is based on a GC device where you have to take the samples, take them to a lab, spend the time, etc. So one question I'd like to hear from you, a comment on whether you would compare your technology to the GC technology, just to make sure that you have cross-validated the two. And that's one question. The other question is for the whole team is, okay, so let's say we find out that someone has Parkinson's, 10 years earlier. I understand that you could take some measures, but it's not like, say, cancer, where treating early will make a big difference, right? I'm just, philosophically speaking, wouldn't this kind of approach have also a great benefit in diseases where, say, you want to capture, say, cancer very early and intervene? That's all I have to say. And again, congratulations. It's just a couple of questions. Maybe you might want to address those.
May I answer the questions since they are more medically related?
Sure, anyone really. I think you have a nice diverse team, so you decide.
So as for the first part of your question, you asked that if we were planning to use a gas chromatographer in order to validate our results.
Well, not your results, your technology, right? Because if the GC is the so-called golden standard, then your device, which is obviously cheaper, easier to use, and all the good things you mentioned, has to at least be equivocal to what's considered the gold standard. That's my first reaction. I don't know how you feel about that.
For our specific compound, of course, this has not yet been tested on this technology. However, for other compounds similar, comparatively similar to ours, let's talk again about TNT. It was shown that this phage-based photonic nose was able to detect the compound up to 1 point per billion, which is very sensitive. And there have been also other attempts to create multi-array sensors, for example, to determine if a fruit has ripened or is overripe. And so it has also been used for cases that the sample has many different compounds at the same time, which will also be the case for our samples. So with sensitivity that is so good, we can be very optimistic about our ability to compete with the gas chromatographer, aside from any other benefits such as being more affordable, being able to move it around and provide rural populations with medical care and all the other benefits that are listed. As for the second question, which is the most interesting one, this is the first thing that we were wondering right as we started the project. We are detecting something, but is it useful? What would it do for the patient? And after searching through the literature, we found that yes, it is useful. A definite cure does not exist yet. You're correct on that. However, there are many measures that, if taken early, can ameliorate the progress of the disease, such as exercise and maybe even certain medications or more differences in the person's habits that can help with the disease. Also, it has been shown that these people do have a better prognosis if diagnosed early. And of course, since not only the diagnostics is moving forward, but the therapeutics as well, by making a diagnostic kit now before cures are developed, we are making it easier for any future treatment to be immediately effective. So we are multiplying the effect of future research in Parkinson's disease therapeutics. I don't know if I answered your questions.
No, this is fantastic. And how about cancer? Do you think this can be applied to that as well? Just, I don't know if you thought about it. Yeah.
There are many VOCs that are related to cancer. It has been mostly been tried not on the skin, but on the breath of the patient. Unfortunately, they are not the same compounds that we are using, but using the same technology, I think that it would be very reasonable to assume that a similar kit could be made for cancers. It's also part of our questions for the future. How could we expand that? And one thing that we thought about is making it so that it's a multi-disease kit. So we could include multiple genetically engineered bacteriophage arrays, so that we can screen for multiple diseases at once. For now, we are focusing on Parkinson's disease, since it is we need to focus on something and do it well. But for the future, if it all goes smoothly, we think that we could expand on cancer as well.
This very good. Yes, excellent. Thank you very much.
There was part of our initial plans as well to actually present this to you, but we couldn't do it because the time was very short. So yeah, it is a multi-disease diagnosis via other VOCs is part of our plans. I hope, and hopefully it's going to become a reality. And also we want to possibly differentiate Parkinson's with Parkinson's plus syndromes.
Thank you very much.
Our kit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there other questions?
Well, congrats also for me. Thank you for the presentation, and congrats for your idea and your scientific research so far. Not really my field, but I'm having this question. Since you've already mentioned existing research, existing publications, and your end product is a diagnostic kit, are you certain that it can be patented? And if so, have you assessed how easy it would be for, I don't know, large pharma to come with a similar solution bypassing a patent?
And Nicolas, you want to answer that because it's more business related?
Okay, so we have looked into patents about the photonic gnosis, and it is not patented. Also, our AI models are in the house made, so it's ours. It's our intellectual property. And also we have actually a slide about it, explaining in detail what we want to do. The engineering, the genetical engineering of the bacteriophage is also not patented, of course, because it's a very old technique compared to our kit. So yes, to the best of our knowledge, there aren't any patents that can halt our progress and our business model. I don't know if
may I add something about the second part of the question, about the big pharma that you mentioned? Of course, this is a concern that we cannot fully address at this moment, but we are planning to consult and recruit many other experts. For example, our team does not have a law expert or an economics expert. So by expanding on this field as well, we hope that we can be able to mitigate the most risk that we can, so that our product remains our own and our work is not stolen by someone else.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That is great.
Thank you, SentiPD. Are there any other questions? I think no. So that was all the pitches. Congratulations to all the 6 teams for their hard work and good luck. Now I'm sending the judging committee to a breakout room in order to start the evaluation process without distractions. And I would like to welcome my colleague Irene Leodakianakou to present you Mindspace and our project. Hello, Irene.
Hello. Hello, everyone. My name is Irene. I am the Development and Administration Associate in Mindspace. Thank you all for being here, both our partners, without whom we couldn't have done this, and of course our participants, for taking part in this Mindspace University cycle. I will tell you a few words about Mindspace, how it started, and what we do. So Mindspace started as a student-led organization back in 2017, with the goal of cultivating the entrepreneurial mindset of young adults, namely university students and recent graduates. It was largely operated by volunteers, organized in city-based chapters who planned various events, as well as Mindspace Challenge, the predecessor to Mindspace University. Then and now, Mindspace aims to inspire and empower young adults so they can take initiatives for their future and their personal and professional development. We have established programs to achieve that goal, with Mindspace University, as you know, being one of them. Another one of our core programs is Mindspace Trips. Through 10-day trips, our participants experience a different business ecosystem and learn more about technology, funding, and anything related to entrepreneurship in the US. It happens twice a year, usually in Boston and San Francisco. Our Boston trip actually took place in April this year, and we visited places like MIT and Harvard. We had meetings with startups and other established companies, all with the focus of educating our participants on entrepreneurship and inspiring their future endeavors. The entrepreneurs we met are from the Greek American network mostly, and so think Greek-founded startups in the US. And they are all very eager to discuss with the group, give advice, and help in any way they can. They share their success and failure stories, they share insights and tips, and are overall inspiring figures for the participants. This October, we are launching a new destination for the program. We are planning a trip to New York, for which there are a few open seats left. Applications are open until the 20th of June, and I will leave a link in the chat, so anyone who is interested can apply. I repeat, a few seats left until the 20th of June. So, and the one in San Francisco is scheduled to take place next year. And that's it from me. Thank you once again. And I would like to say to our participants, good luck today, and good luck to everything you do from today. Adonis is saying Boston 22, nostalgia. Yes, very much. Good luck in everything you do from today. And as they say, the hardest step is to actually start, and you have already done that. So I hope you can be proud of yourselves. Thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you very much, Irene. And now, right before the results, I think that it is a good time to remind you our big awards. Give me a second. Okay. The first team wins a cash award of 10,000 euros provided by the People's Trust in order to implement their business ideas, along with accounting services provided by Indima. The second team wins one free participation in a Mindspace trip to the USA, and they can choose between Boston, New York, and San Francisco, like Irene already said. And the third team wins discount for the same trips, a discount of 30% for the total amount. And now I would like to give the floor to Mr. Patsinidis, representing Kindima, which is the provider of the Accounting Services Award.
Hello, everyone. It's a truly momentous day as you reach the finals of the Mindspace University. I want to tell you only two things. Throughout your time at the Mindspace University, you have shown dedication and a thirst of knowledge. Your hard work and commitment have led you to this moment of success, and you should be proud of your achievements. As you step into the next chapter of your lives, remember that the knowledge and skills you have gained here will serve you as a strong foundation for your future endeavors. We are proud to be associated with Mindspace University. As an accounting firm, we look forward to working with you and become part of your journey. Congratulations once again, and may you have all bright future.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patsinidis. Give me a second to check if the results are ready. Okay, this process will take a bit longer. So meanwhile, I would like to ask from a member from its team to make a statement for this trip that they had during the program, to see if it was inspiring for them, if it was helpful. So let's start with the innovators.
Hello.
Hello.
The whole program was a nice experience. The mentoring was very useful for us in order to understand many things about entrepreneurship and to develop our ideas and then present them. It was a very nice overall experience.
I think Kostas said everything. It was a great opportunity for us to develop it and a great experience overall. Thank you.
Great, so good to hear. STK.
Yes. So for me personally, it was a great opportunity to connect with other like-minded individuals, and I was fortunate enough to meet Antonis and Chrisa in the first breakout room of our sessions, and it was really wonderful working with them. So great opportunity for networking, and also the mentors were great regarding all entrepreneurship aspects, and yeah, I think the content and it was great.
Thank you. Rainians?
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. For me personally, I think this was a great opportunity, and the mentorship was good enough to understand the basics of the business market and etc. And the sessions we had with great innovators and business owners, etc., were giving us a chance to connect with others. And yeah, I like this experience, and I would like to participate next year too, if it's possible. It was a great experience, and I'm so honored to be with Lefteris and Yorgos. We had a great team together, and it was a very inspiring process.
Thank you. So good to hear that. And of course, you can participate the next year too. You can participate as many times as you wish. And let's move to Vitality Spark.
We enjoyed really working on our project and having the opportunity to challenge our ideas and work more deeply in the aspects of our idea. And we were very grateful for receiving very meaningful and valuable feedback through the mentoring sessions, as well as the Mindspace University part. And we really enjoyed this journey of working on a business idea that has a deep scientific aspects on it through a multidisciplinary aspect.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes.
Well, hello from us. We had the chance to participate the previous year too. And because of our previous experience, we believe we should do it again, and we did it again. So yeah, also the mentorship was very, very good. Mr. Tom McLean gave us a lot of info about how to improvise, about our future plans, which was a part that we didn't have so many info about. And yeah, our overall experience is amazing. And like next year, we are sure to join too again. Thank you.
You will join every year.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. And the CENTPD?
Yes, hello from us too. It was an amazing experience because in our universities, we don't really get the chance to see the entrepreneurial part of the project. So we started as a research team, and it kind of expanded in this aspiring startup. And it was amazing to work with Mrs. Papathoma and Dr. Polisidis, who really showed us what it's really like to get into the market and what you should expect, how to pitch, all the variables you should consider, and create a robust idea, an idea that it's worth for somebody to invest in order to make a difference in the world.
Thank you. Great. It's wonderful to have such a wonderful feedback. And before announcing the results, I would like once again to thank everyone that has been involved to this project, both our supporters and sponsors, our mentors, the judging committee, the speakers, the evaluators, and of course the participants. And I understand that you have put such a hard work in this program, as it was very intensive. And I don't want to be discouraged from the results. All the ideas are very good and have the potential, so please don't be discouraged. And the results are ready. It's the time that you were waiting for. The third team is by innovators. Congratulations. Would you like to make a statement?
Thank you very much for, as we said, the whole experience, and thank you to Anna Nesterova for the mentoring we had during these weeks, and to the members, to the committee, thank you very much.
Thank you too, and congratulations once again. The second team that wins the free participation in one of our trips is STK. Would you like to make a statement?
Thank you very much for this place, for the second place. It's okay. I'm personally very happy. I think my teammates as well, if they want to comment anything. We really made an effort, and I'm happy to see that we managed to get the second place. I think it's a great result for us. Thank you.
I want to say congrats to all you guys for amazing presentations. We're very happy for getting the second place, and congratulations from now for the first place and the winner.
Thank you very much, and we can't wait to see you to one of our next trips. And finally, the big winner is CENTPD. Congratulations. Nicholas looks very happy, and Alexia, that was
Yes.
their mentor, very happy too. So do you want to make a statement?
Yes, of course. We are very honored to be part of this journey. We learned a lot of stuff, and we are really inspired by these results and really ecstatic to be able to get these funds to make the prototype, actually, because it was a part of our pitch. And yeah, I'm at a loss of words. I don't know what else to add. I'm very, very happy and relieved because I've been working on it for months.
Yeah, it's been weeks, tough weeks, but I think it was worth it. We're really happy.
Congratulations once again. And Alexia, since you are here with us, would you also like to add something?
Well, I'm not going to be modest in this case because I had a feeling from the beginning when I saw their first attempt. I was overly impressed with, you know, how much they had progressed even before we had met for the first time. So it was a great pleasure working with them. It was a great experience on my behalf as well, and I'm very proud of the team, and they're very well deserving. So congratulations.
Thank you, Alexia. So I hope that you will have a wonderful collaboration with the People's Trust, and you are going to implement your business idea to a successful startup. So that's it. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating in this initiative. I was very glad to host you during the 3 months. And don't be discouraged, follow your dreams, and one day they will become true. As we have a motto in Mindspace, dream big, start small, but first of all, start.
Excuse me, may I congratulate the team? I'm Katerina Papathoma. I was team's mentor. I had that pleasure. And I would like to congratulate them. They are a very enthusiastic team, very dedicated, and I'm confident that they will succeed in all what they will would like to take from here to the past. So congratulations from my side, from Kemel, and we are at your disposal whenever you need anything. Don't hesitate to contact us.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
It was a pleasure working with you.
So CentiPD, you should be very proud. You hear so many beautiful words. And I think we can in this meeting. Thank you everyone for being here with us during the whole program and also today. And thank you for the collaboration. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.
You too. Congrats to everyone and to the winners, but to everyone. Keep working,
Bye.
guys.
Thanks for giving us the chance, and congratulations to everyone, really.
Yeah, congratulations to all the teams and Mindspace, and of course all the mentors and all the supporters. It's been a great work for the ecosystem. There's definitely no losers tonight, and all the best to the winners.
Okay.
Congrats, guys.
Bye.
Again, keep on walking. That's the most important thing. There are no losers, only people who fight hard. So, and congrats to Mindspace, of course, for the great organization. And that's a great thing. We need that in Greece and all around the world. We need to innovate, and we need institutions to help us on that. So congrats to you as well.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you very much.